Good morning, USA. These are the 6 basic gun rules that everyone should follow to safely operate a gun. As you can see, these monkeys are not safely operating the gun. Monkey say, monkey do, huh? So first rule, always assume that every gun is loaded. This means that you should always treat a gun as if it were loaded, even if you know it's not. Every time a gun is handled for any reason, check to see that it's unloaded. If you're unable to check a gun to see if it's unloaded, leave it alone and seek help from someone more knowledgeable about guns. As you can see, this kid here holding this gun, do you think it's safe? Let us know at the end of this video. Next rule, keep the gun pointed in the safest possible direction. Always be aware of where a gun is pointing. A safe direction is one where an accidental discharge of the gun will not cause injury or damage. Only point at a gun at an object you intend to shoot. Never point at a gun towards yourself or another person. As you can see here, my man O.J. Simpson is pointing at an unsafe direction. But if he were to do it, he would point it at a safe direction. Next rule, keep your finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot. Always keep your finger off the trigger and outside the trigger guard until you are ready to shoot. Even though it may be comfortable to rest your finger on the trigger, it is also unsafe. If you are moving around with your finger on the trigger and stumble or fall, you can inadvertently pull the trigger. Sudden, loud noises or movements can result in accidental discharge because there is a natural tendency to tighten the muscles when startled. The trigger is for firing and the handle is for handling. As you can see from the picture here, do not have your finger on the trigger like this guy unless you attempt to shoot or destroy your target. Next rule, store your guns safely and securely. To prevent unauthorized use of guns, guns and ammunition should be stored separately. When the gun is not in your hands, you must still think of safety. Use a state-approved firearm safety device on the gun, such as a trigger lock or cable lock, so it cannot be fired. Stored unloaded in a locked container, such as a state-approved lockbox or gun safe. Store your gun in a different location than the ammunition for maximum safety. You should use both a locking device and a storage container. As you can see, this safe is loaded with guns, safely and secure in this gun safe. Know your target. Check the areas in front and behind of your target are safe before shooting. As you can see, this kid is at the shooting range shooting his gun, wearing his ear protection, having supervision behind him. He is aware of his target and knowing his areas in front and behind. If you are in doubt, don't shoot. Never fire at a target that is only a movement, color, sound, or unidentifiable shape. Be aware of all people around you before you shoot. Lastly, know importantly how to operate your gun. It is important to become thoroughly familiar with your gun. You should know its mechanical characteristics, including how to properly load, unload, and clear a malfunction from your gun. Obviously, not all guns are mechanically the same. Never assume that what applies to one make or model is exactly applicable to another. You should direct questions regarding the operation of your guns to your firearms dealer or contact the manufacturer directly. Now, it will lead off to Ricardo as he shows y'all how to safely maintenance a firearm. Here are the references.
Whenever handling a pistol, you always want to make sure that it is clear. So this is the most important step. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick it up in a safe direction. Fingers away from the trigger. We're going to release the magazine. We're going to check and make sure that the chamber is clear. Then we're going to pull the trigger in a safe direction. Now we are able to work and handle this Glock. This is the slide. This is our frame. This is our magazine. This is our trigger. This is our trigger guard. This is our mag release. This is our slide lock. And this is our slide catch. This is our back strap, our back plate, and then these are our sights. And now we will take it apart. You pull down on the slide lock release, comes forward. This is our spring rod, and this is our barrel. Now, the gun has been disassembled. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clean our barrel. We're gonna pass this brush through the middle. We're gonna put a couple drops of our cleaning solution on here. And we're just gonna run it through the barrel. There we go. Next, we're gonna run a patch through it. We're also gonna add some cleaning solution to it. And you do these a couple times. Your patch comes out completely clean. We can see it's gonna be a little dirty, so we'll just do it one more time. There we go. Now it came out clean, so we can move on to the next step. We're gonna use a wire brush and we're just gonna knock off all the debris on the outside of the barrel, all over. And we'll take another patch. Some solution, some cleaning. And we'll just clean it all over. There we go. And that's the barrel done. Then we'll move on to the slide. We'll use the brush again. We'll knock off a lot of the dirt and gunk that builds up. There we go. Then we'll use the same little patch. We'll go all around the outside first. And then we'll get some of the inside. We'll use another patch. As you can see, it's dirty, so we'll use another patch. It's dirty. Now we'll take a towel at the end, get all the cleaning solution on. And that's cleaning the slide. And we'll do the same thing for the polymer. You want to make sure that this has a little give to it, that it's not stuck. Alright, now we'll clean the inside of it. And then this also helps lubricate all the parts so that it can keep working. And then we'll just add a little bit of extra to lubricate where the slide rubs against the frame. Alright. And then this is the rod. You can just wipe it down. Nothing too crazy about this one. That's it. And then we'll put it back together. We'll take our slide. Put our barrel in. Next we put our rod in. We put it in place. We'll line it up. And there you go. That's it.
Now to review gun laws. Federal gun laws include the NFA, which regulates the sale, use, and possession of certain firearms, including machine guns, short-barreled shotguns, and rifles and suppressors. The GCA regulates firearms dealers and prohibits certain individuals, such as convicted felons and those with mental illnesses, from possessing firearms. The Brady Act requires background checks on individuals purchasing firearms from licensed dealers. The PLCAA shields firearms manufacturers and sellers from most civil lawsuits related to the misuse of firearms. The FOPA limits the federal government's power to regulate firearms owned by individuals for personal use, but also includes provisions related to the transportation and sale of firearms. Texas gun laws allow individuals with concealed handgun license to openly carry a handgun in a belt or shoulder holster in public. Licensed individuals are allowed to carry concealed handguns on college and university campuses. The Castle Doctrine and Stand Your Ground laws allow individuals to use deadly force to protect themselves or others from imminent threat of bodily harm or death in their home or vehicle. However, background checks are not required for private gun sales or transfers between individuals, and prohibited possessors include those convicted of certain crimes and those with a history of mental illness. Shooting ranges in Texas must be licensed by the state and meet certain safety and operational requirements. Safety measures include providing appropriate safety equipment and ensuring that all shooters follow safety rules. Certain types of firearms, such as fully automatic weapons, may be prohibited at some shooting range. Shooting ranges must comply with state and local noise and environmental regulations, such as noise abatement measures and proper handling of hazardous materials. Hunting laws in Texas require a minimum age of 9 years old to hunt with a firearm, and individuals under the age of 18 must be accompanied by an adult or have written permission from a parent or guardian. Anyone born on or around September 2, 1971 must successfully complete a hunter education course before hunting. Texas has restrictions on the types of firearms that can be used for hunting certain game. Firearms used for hunting must be transported in a case that completely encloses the firearm, and the case must be unloaded. Poaching or the illegal hunting of game is strictly prohibited in Texas and can result in fines, imprisonment, and the revocation of hunting licenses.